morning. Good morning. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. In the words of the iconic First Lady of Fashion, Coco Chanel, I quote, "Fashion is all around us. It's not something that exists only in dresses. Fashion is in the sky, in the street. Fashion has to do with ideas, the way we live, in fact, everything happening around us," unquote. A very warm welcome to our esteemed guests, Gauri and Nanika Karan, Malini Ramani, Charu Sachdev, Gautam Kalra, Supriya Dravid, our past presidents of FLO, members, and dear friends. It is really wonderful to see such a large turnout this morning. This event would not have been possible without the support of Audi South Delhi. Can I please call on Radhika Bakliwal to present a small token of our appreciation to Mr. Praveen Singhal. Thank you. Would you like to say a few words?
Good morning. I am pleased to be here, and I thank the entire Presidium of FLO to have invited us here. We are happy to have our association with FLO, which is a year-long association. Audi, you all would be knowing, Audi has a complete range of cars for any of your requirement, be it your daily commute, your lifestyle, super luxury, or the sports car. We offer best value for the car, and today I take this opportunity to announce that whatever offers we have in the market, you being a member of FLO, you will get an offer better than that. Right. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Singhal. Today, we embark into a new year at FICCI Ladies Organization under our very elegant and dynamic National President, Vinita Bimbet. Many congratulations, Vinita. All the very best to you. We know that FLO will grow from strength to strength under your leadership and guidance and will continue to impact and change many lives. May I please invite Vinita to give the welcome address?
So Vasvi's already used the same quote that I have for Coco Chanel. But anyway, so good morning, everyone. Yeah, great minds think alike and fools seldom differ. So Vasvi, I don't know which ones we are. So good morning, and thank you for joining us today to learn about the business of fashion. I don't know how many of you struggled this morning, thinking, what should I wear? And not just because it's a daily problem, but because we have all these very, very entire panel of extremely well-established icons in the industry of fashion. Many believe that being a designer requires just a love of clothes or a sense of style. It requires both, but it also requires grit, good old-fashioned hard work, and above all, a huge business acumen. So I sincerely hope today inspires some of us to go down this path, open the door of our dreams, and take a chance at turning it into reality. And of course, as Coco Chanel said, that it's not about just the clothes, it's about everything around you, and it's the way we live. And talking about Coco Chanel, she revolutionized the way women wore clothes. She paved the way for women to wear trousers. I don't know if you're aware of that, as early as in the 1920s. That's quite empowering. She made the suntan a trend. Fair and Lovely should take a leaf out of this book. She was the first to use jersey material, which was till then used for men's underwear. In 1921, she branded Chanel No. 5. And till today, what a brand it is. Big fake pearls, the little black dress, the Chanel suit, we could go on and on. That's the effect of a good designer on society all across the world. So, ladies and the very few gentlemen who are here today, enjoy this session on the business of fashion, and I sincerely hope that the interaction with this panel unleashes your inner fashionista. Thank you. Can you hear me? Good morning, everybody.
Just a minute. Thank you, Vinita. The fashion industry in India has come such a long way. To me, growing up as a child, designer meant my mother's most stylish friend, and fashion meant the clothes that she was making in her garage with her one little Master G for all of us. Then we saw the emergence of the likes of Ritu Kumar, Rohit Bal, and many others. Today, we can proudly say that Indian fashion, with its highly developed design sensibility, is big business, not only in our country, but is also making a mark on the world stage. In 2014, our apparel industry was worth 41 billion US dollars. The fashion industry is expected to grow at a rate of 9% over the coming decade. The main reasons behind this would be increase in population, increase in disposable incomes, increase in fashion trends, penetration of the organized sector in smaller cities, and the acceptance of e-commerce. Approximately 8 million people are employed in this sector, and 70% of those are women. I thought I would share that with FLO because we are very passionate about that. To help us understand the nuances of this very interesting topic of business of fashion, I would like to invite Supriya Dravid to take this session forward. Supriya is a journalist and an author. Her first book, titled A Cool Dark Place, was published by Random House in 2013. She has written and reported on fashion and luxury for India Today and India Today Spice. She's also a consultant with Mint Lounge and a contributor with Elle India and Architectural Digest India. Thank you, and over to you, Supriya.
Thank you. Good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for being with us here today. We are here to discuss the business of fashion, and given the expanse of the topic, we're hoping to cover as much ground as possible. India's at a very exciting time now, and fashion in India in particular has a great energy and vibe, which explains why it's quite literally bursting in its seams. The Make in India campaign, along with the influx of digital media, has got everyone buzzing with ideas to innovate and experiment and reaching out to a much larger audience. To throw light on this topic of the business of fashion, we are joined by an enviable panel of speakers who will share their expertise on the subject. I'm very excited to introduce our panelists. Start with Gautam, one of fashion industry's most formidable stylists who's never been to fashion school. He's a Delhi School of Economics graduate. He started his career in advertising before moving on to be a restaurateur for a conceptual fine dining restaurant come fashion store called Grasshopper in Bangalore. With his unique vision and foresight, he has been the brains behind some of the most unforgettable campaigns and fashion shoots in India. Gautam is also the leading stylist in the world of fashion shows, having lent his expertise as the official stylist, most recently for the Lakme Fashion Week, and in the past for both Amazon and Will's India Fashion Week. Gauri and Anika Karan, they launched their eponymous line in January of 2004 in Delhi. Their designs are luxuriously feminine with a touch of old Hollywood glamour thrown in equal measure. Combining drama and drapery, cut and color, fabric and fantasy, the designer duo creates styles ranging from cocktail dresses to voluminous gowns that have a timeless appeal. Little surprise that they're the most sought after by not just Bollywood actors, but also by Hollywood biggies. Malini. Malini's always been an experimenter extraordinaire. She has been an actress, a pioneering restaurateur in the past. However, her longest running passion has been for clothing. For the past 12 years, she has designed women's wear that is representative of modern India. Her clothes are a magical blend of East and West and range from jumpsuits, kaftans, wrap dresses, and easy to wear travel pieces that showcase the best of Indian craftsmanship. With a distinct gypset boho deluxe look, her design ethos is based on the ideals of wanderlust and spirituality. She's also a trained Kundalini yoga teacher. So registration is open right after the session is over. And our last panelist, Charu Sachdev, she founded TSG International Marketing Private Limited with her sister and business partner, Priya Sachdev, in 2008. She introduced Kitsch, India's first multi-brand concept store, working with the world's best brands such as Dolce & Gabbana, Victoria Beckham, Bibu Mahapatra, and many more. After establishing Kitsch as a successful business, both Priya and Charu set up rockandshop.com, a one-of-a-kind e-commerce marketplace that aims to bring luxury shopping to the doorstep of every indulgent and aspirational consumer across India. Thank you so much for being with us here today. So to begin with, and given the fact that India's always been a manufacturing hub for the world's leading brands, I want to start with asking our panelists to make an opening remark on what their perspective of business of fashion in India is. We start with you, Gautam.
Sure. Hi, everyone.
Turn it on.
Hi. To me, I think business of fashion is all about you could be as creative as you want, but if you don't sell and if you don't have a target audience, there's just no point creating anything. It has to sell, it has to be relevant, it has to be current. And if there's a unique point of view, it will work.
What about you?
Wow, sorry. That was very well said. I completely agree with Gautam. I think for Gauri and I also, firstly, the most important thing is loving what you do. And we do love what we do, but it has to work. So, when we started doing what we were doing, not very many designers were doing Western wear. And I think that the fact that people took to it and it's worked and, 10 years down the line or 12 years down the line, we have a successful brand, I think it just shows that the business angle obviously clicked. And like Gautam said, people have to take to your product. It has to sell. Right, yeah.
Commercial.
It has to be unique. Yes, exactly.
This one, yeah. Yeah, so I think, what Gautam Neneka said, it pretty much sums it all up. But also, I think, you have to run a fashion business like any other business. So you have to think of things like branding or your marketing or your price points or your consumer. And I think all these kind of come together to make a business, and you have to think of your profit and your loss. And so it's not just about creating beautiful clothes, which is, of course, it's most important, but, it's just a full business in itself. And, there's a lot that goes into that. Yeah.
Malini, I remember you had a very strong opinion on the business of fashion in India.
Good morning, everyone. It's what I feel sad about is that sometimes I don't really even consider myself a designer because design is like 10% of my work. The rest is business, administrations, machines breaking, labor creating problems. That's what my real life is on the inside. This is like a fraud, that's what most of the day goes in. So that 10% of the time that goes into design, that's really fun and it's enriching and fulfilling and very creative, but it's very tiny percentage.
What about you, Charu?
Well, I think that the business of fashion is a real business. It's not something that should just be viewed as, something that you would create from home, whether it's a small tailor or a young aspiring designer. If you are ever considering the business of fashion, and as Gauri correctly pointed out, you have to consider it at all perspectives. I'm not a designer, I'm not a creator, I'm an aggregator. And for me, I have to look at everything from commerciality, is the product commercial? What is the price point? What are my cost of operations? Am I going to make money or not? And if I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do any activity that's not going to translate into a profit, because essentially getting into the business of fashion is not just to look glamorous or to create glamorous women, because ultimately that's our aim, but at the end of the day to make money and profit for everybody involved in the business. So, yeah.
Taking off from your point, you set up Rock and Shop after a successful venture with Kitsch. And from my understanding, it's an extremely well-curated community of independent visionary fashion boutiques that have an offline and online presence. And through their website, it helps deliver quality, well-curated luxury goods to a very affluent, knowledgeable luxury consumer.
can you tell us in your words what Rock and Shop is all rockandshop.com, what it's all about?
So rockandshop.com, in very simple words, is a marketplace. It's a community where we've tied up with independent boutiques from India as well as outside of India, with independent brands and established brands within India as well as outside of India. We're about 250 brands already. Our categories are growing. We don't just have fashion. We're essentially focused on luxury and premium merchandise, and that could include home, that could include eyewear, it could include art. So the categories are endless. However, fashion is a very large component of what we're doing. The intention is that if you choose to buy a particular product that you're on our website, the sale happens from the brand or the boutique directly to you.